Hi there and welcome back to Quite Steamworks and for another episode of Collection Corner. Today we're going to be talking about horses. And not just horses in general, because we know that horses actually started off the railways, but the transportation of horses. Now, most horses travelled in wagons pretty much exactly like this. So if you were a farmer, dragging your old nag along or taking your brewery horses from one brewery to another, this is the kind of wagon that they were travelling. Obviously, we've got Mavis the cow in instead of a horse, but she doesn't mind. She's happy to travel with horses as well. We've got a very special horse transport wagon, and that is over in the museum. So we're going to have a look at that now. So this is our British Rail Horsebox. Now, this is one of only two in its original configuration. The other one is in the National Collection up in Shildon. Now, when these were taken out of departmental service, they were actually all taken out pretty much at the same time. And they were all pretty much brought up because they're very useful wagons. Most of them have been converted into either catering wagons or steam heat things or smaller passenger locos because there was a lot of them and they could do pretty much what they want with them. Originally, this one was owned by a couple of our members, Reg and Janice Uphill, who also donated our lovely engine Chislett, which is next on our restoration list. But initially they bought this for accommodation on site, but they did it in such a way that actually didn't alter any of the internals. And so when it all got put back, it's as original as it can be. You'll notice on the side here as well, it has an XP. Now, these were always put into passenger stock. So this is for like express passenger service. So this would have been in part of a normal consist, and you'd have taken your racehorse, or if you're Lord of the Manor, your posh horse, and then you would have taken it to your local racetrack, taken it off, run your horse, thrown them back in. As you come down here, you'll also notice on the side here, it says not to work between Tonbridge and Battle. That is specific because at that point in the line, there was a tunnel that was really short, so they could only have smaller working stock, smaller loaded gauge working stock in there. That problem has been changed. They've changed it to single line, so this could run down there now, but at the time, you couldn't run two wagons side by side like this. Let's have a look at the inside. So this is the tack room of the horse box. So as you can see, it's pretty spacious. It would have had bales of hay and feed and all the tack for the horses that are inside. And this is based on like a Mark 1 passenger coach, effectively. So like the ones we use in our station with like the corridors, the typical Harry Potter type trains, if you will. So it's the same size as those, width-wise and loading gauge-wise. It's just a lot shorter. So as you walk through, you've got the corridor like you normally would do. And then as you walk through, you've got the toilet and you've got a sink, which is more than what most people would have got. So the groom would have actually had a pretty nice journey. And as you come into here, you've got the main seating compartment and the bed. And the bed drops down like so. Also, the groom in here would have also had the opportunity to check physically on the horses themselves. Got 3 stalls in there, and each stall has got its own water trough and feeding arrangements. And as you can see, there's little doors so you can physically just get a bit of kip away from the horses, or if they're getting a bit agitated, just swing it back open. At the other end, there's also an extra storeroom for food and things like that. Although that would have been something that would have been accessed probably like on the platforms because there's no direct access from inside the actual carriage itself. So that might have been where they kept much more tack for if they're going to their shows and everything else. So this wagon itself was actually stabled at Kensington Olympia, and it was primarily used for racehorses. Now, these only really survived in use for about 6 years. And then BR changed their policy on transporting animals on the rail, and most of it went onto the road network. So these were last used in 1972 for King Charles's investiture. The horses that were used in these were the horses from the household cavalry. And pretty much as soon as that was done, these were then sold off into preservation. So very few of these have actually really survived. I mean, horse wagons have actually been going back since we've been transporting horses. But horse manure itself is pretty acidic, so they rot away quite readily. So we do feel pretty privileged that we've got this in our collection. Like I said, there's only one other in its original configuration, and that's in the National Collection up at Shildon. So yeah, we feel very, very privileged and thankful to Reg and Janice for leaving it for us, as well as their engine chislets. So they've been great benefactors to us. Again, if you've liked what you've seen today, please like and subscribe. Why is this bit so difficult? So this is the tack room of the, oh for God's sake, what the hell is this? I'm sat in it. Thank you. Yeah, I know. It's okay. I trust your editing. So this is the part of the internals of the, oh God, here we go. How's that looking camera-wise, as in shade and everything else look okay? Hey. Welcome back to Buckinghamshire Railway Centre, and here's another episode of Collection Corner. Yeah, it is. Thank you. So this is our British Rail.